because I talk loud. I don't keep things just okay with that. All right. Thank you so much, Tunisia, for that introduction. And I want to take this, the first thing I want to say is I am so very grateful that you guys, you chose to spend your afternoon with me, because I know there's a whole lot of things you could be doing on a Saturday afternoon, so for you to come out and check us out and see what we're talking about today means a lot to me. I'm humbled by your presence. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. This is my nap day. She know that. It's my nap day. This will be the day I be napping. Right? So for you to come out means a lot to me. I thank you. All right, so I'm going to get started. So why are we here? What is this about? What are we talking about? It's not there. Why are we here? What does wealth mean to many of us? Right? So I did to start to go back to talk about where we are now. I have to go back. So 4 years ago when I first got here, as an expat, I had a list. I mean, you know what I mean when I had a list. I had a list of things that I wanted to do. It's the things that I wanted to see. It's the things that I wanted to accomplish when I got here. So I made this list of things that I wanted when I got to this country. First thing on the list was to work. Work and get out of bed. Check. Second thing on my list was to travel. I've been to over 30 countries. I've lost count in the last 3 years. I've lost count. And the second thing on my list was to travel. So check. The third thing on my list was to get back to my spiritual center, to learn to meditate again, to get me back, to find the Kendria that I lost in the States because I was working all the time. And it seemed like the more I worked, the less I had. I was always behind the 8 ball. So I had to figure out a way to get back to me, and I wanted more time to do that. So when I got here, that's what I said. I said, all right, just like I said, I'm not going to work on it. I'm not going to do it. You know, that extra stuff, I'm not doing any of that. I'm going to go home, get some sleep, and take a nap. Take a nap. So I did that. So that was check, did that. Fourth thing on my list was to start a business. Put that off a little bit. And now we're here. Full circle. Fifth thing on my list was to write a book. So ta-da, my book is here. And just like I said in the video pretty much tells everything about me. But just like I said in the book, it took a while for me to release the book to the universe, to tell people my story. So a little bit about my story is I started out as a 14-year-old teenage single mother. And I had some goals that I needed to make then. I started making goals then. And so fast forward, the book journey takes you to the journey of where we are now, educated professional, you know, a world traveler, business owner, and my daughter, that child that I had at 14 is now 30 years old. She has 2 degrees of her own. She's married with children, and she works for NASA. So it takes a while. It takes the journey for there to here is a lot of more. So if you want a copy of my book, it'll be there for you. Okay? So now fast forward to here. Now that I've checked all these things off my list, I have to figure out what's next. What do I do now? You know, God is blessed me. Now what do I do? So I started on this journey of, well, I want to be, you know, well off, and I want to be financially independent, and I don't want to go back to the States the same way I came. Does anybody relate to that? I didn't want to go back. I know a lot of people jumped ship this year and went back, and good for them. But I couldn't leave yet. I still had some things I needed to do while I was here. And so I refused to go back the exact same way I came. So I started a business. And before I started the business, I started to do all of this research, and I started to listen to tapes and motivational speakers. And of course, I came across Tony Robbins. He's one of my favorite motivational speakers who knows who he is. Excellent. So you know he was here about 2 months ago. 2 months ago to the day, he was here 2 months ago. His tickets were about 1,500 dirhams. I didn't do that. She wasn't doing that. So, you know, I'm like, I'm just catch Tony and watch him. This is what I'm going to do. So I listened to his tapes, and this is one of them. One of his books is called Financial Freedom. And this is basically his setup. He talks about there's 7 areas of wealth. And I've adopted every one of them. And we kind of already know this, but he kind of puts it in like a way where we can quantify it and we can make a list. And I almost give it a grade almost. I want to grade it in our lives. So he talks about these 7 things. And I'm going to go over them real quick. Apparently he doesn't like me over there. All right. So if you have have a pen and paper, this would be a good time to write. If you have a phone, you can take a picture of the slide. So I'm going to go away. And all this one. Okay, this one. All right, so the first thing on his list, health and wellness. This is like the foundation at the bottom of the pyramid. How many of you kind of understand that it's hard to have your best life if you're not alive? Wave your hands if you know what I'm, all right. Just go with it, just go with it. It's very difficult to enjoy your best life if you're no longer with us, is that right? Yeah. You abuse your body, you don't take care of yourself, and your spirit has to move out of your body. You don't normally get another, is that right? Am I telling the truth?
Yeah.
Just nod your head if you know. Good. So health and wellness are important. He almost says it as health is wellness, or health is wealth in the book. He almost basically equates the two together. And then I'm going to have my friend Charlie, she's going to come up and talk to you about some things about health in a minute. Number 2, let's go on. Emotional, spiritual, and the one that's missing is mental health. How many of you think like I think, that your emotions matter? How you conduct your emotions matter. Your spiritual center, like I was speaking of earlier, that matters. No matter what your spiritual beliefs, your religious beliefs, having that center, that ground, that foundation that gets you back when you get off center, it's important. Then we move over here to mental health. Mental health is important. Money can't buy that. As wealthy as we want to be, how many of you know that there's certain things that money just cannot buy? Okay, I'll give you an example. Steve Jobs. Who knows Steve Jobs? Does anybody have an idea of how much Steve Jobs was worth when he died? He died in like 2011. He's about Anybody? Just throw out a number. Close. $10.2 billion was his worth. Not from the worth of the company. His financial worth was $10.2 billion. That means Steve Jobs could have left everybody on the planet $1 and still have $3.2 billion left. Is that right? That's a lot of money. But not one of those dollars could save his life. He died of a rare form of pancreatic cancer. And I'm sure the money made him comfortable, but not one of those dollars could save his life. Does that make sense? Yeah. So there are more important things than money. Yes, we all want to be wealthy. We all want, riches and gold and all of that. But think about this list as, I'm already wealthy. When I started to research it, I'm like, wait a minute. I have a lot to be thankful for. I have things on this list that money can't buy. Is that right? So number 3, this is one of my favorites, relationship wealth. My grandmother, if she was here, she would say, who you hang around matters. Who's in your circle. Show me your friends, I'll show you who you are. My grandmother would put it that way. I say it as, there's nothing worse. I think about the opposite. There's nothing worse than just going out conquering the world, being this great leader. And I used to go out, I would do all this just charity work, and then come home to someone who doesn't think much of you, who could care less, who has dissent for you. Who you have in your circle matters. Who you spend your time with matters. Here, I'll give you an example. My friends are the most important people to me right now because they're my family pretty much here. But my friend, even if there were 2 people in this audience, one of them would be my friend. Stand up in front. This is my friend. She's going to follow me to the end of the earth. And if there were 2 people here, one of them would be Nicole. She'd be like, go kid. Go girl. We'll talk about that well, girl. You do it. You can't buy that. You cannot buy that. Money doesn't get you that thing. I can come over here to this young lady here and say, come on, let's be my friend. Be my friend. I have $1 million. You want to be my friend? I got a yacht. Come on, be my friend. I don't know if she's my friend because I have $1 million, or if I have a yacht, or if she wants something that I have. I don't know how deep her loyalty goes. I don't know what she's going to say about me when I leave the room. Relationships matter, ladies and gentlemen. How wealthy you are, how good your relationships are, the people in your life can determine how wealthy you really are. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm getting away. All right, number 4, time. Time is the only thing on this list that you don't get back. My friend, and I were talking about it. Time is the only commodity on this list that you don't get back. I've lost relationships. I've been unhealthy, I've been in the hospital, I've had some emotional instability, I've been gone through depression, and I've gotten my mind back. But time, I don't get back. So my time is extremely important. The older I get, the more my value of my time is. Here, I'll give you an example. I'm getting in trouble. I'm going to say it anymore. PDs that they have at our job are a waste of my time. And anybody in this room that knows me, or I will get up on that. If it's not fulfilling me, I'm not going to sit here and watch 35 slides about teaching. I've already been teaching 18 years, right? So my time is extremely valuable. But the thing I learned about time recently is that time only all get the same amount. Rich, poor, black, white. Whatever nationality you are, we all get 24 hours in a day. So the value that you put on time matters. And it matters to you. You. All right? Number 4, work, career, mission. Is what you do your career, or is it work? Is your career your mission, and does it give you passion? We'll talk about that a little later. I'll save that one for you. And number 6, finally, baby. Got us all out of bed, we was nipping, we was brunching. You got us out of bed to come out here and talk about money. When you gonna talk about money? We will. We absolutely will talk about finances. We're gonna talk about the value of money, the value of money in the society we live in here, and the value of money back home. And we'll get to that later, I promise. And then 7. Now, before I move on to 7, how many of you think that there's a reason why 6 is number 6? He says that, now this is Tony Robbins, but I happen to agree. He says that if you don't have these areas in your life together, then the finances won't matter. You lose them. Or here, I'll give you an example. I want you to think, in the last 3 years, not even, you need to go back that far, of a celebrity, a major celebrity, that has either died of a drug overdose or has taken their own life. Raise your hand if you can think of something. I can think of 3. The first person that comes to my mind is Kate Spade. Who knew her? Well, I didn't know her personally, but she knew of her, knew her brand. This woman didn't have to work. She had all the money she needed. Took her own life. So if you don't have these areas in your life in check and in balance, money won't make a difference. How many of you already agree with me on this? Perfect, good. Change your mind already. So the last one, celebration. Tony talks about celebration, service, and contribution. Celebration I love, because that's my favorite one, because he basically says we need to celebrate ourselves. When do we achieve success? When do we achieve things in life? We have to celebrate ourselves, otherwise we live in a state of resentment to other people. We feel like people are taking things from us. We're giving, and we don't take time for ourselves. Well, that's why it's on the list. So celebrate yourself. Service and contribution. He says, what is it, that thing that you want to give back to the universe? We all have that thing. Mine is my charity. I've already had a 501c3 set up in the States before I got here. So my passion is teaching young girls. And teaching young girls to fall in love with themselves. And teaching young girls about self-esteem. And teaching young girls to love the sciences and math. And my daughter works in NASA, so I wanted to pass that on to another generation of girls. So that's my passion. But what is yours? What is yours? Yours. Service and contribution is basically the same. Whatever you give back to the world. Les Brown says, well, listen to Les Brown a lot. Les Brown, Miles Monroe, Tony Robbins, whoever gives me inspiration. But Les Brown says that service to others is the rent that we pay for taking up space in the universe. Yes. And I was like, wow, okay, that's deep. I'm like, I think I'm behind on my rent. I might be behind. I need to get back, right? So I love that. And so these are the 7 principles of wealth. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. I didn't realize it was going to be that far. We'll stop there. Yeah, I'll stop there. I'll go back to the other one. All right, before I move on, before I introduce my first speaker, I want you, if you wrote this list down, great. But I want you to think about one question, and then we'll talk about it. And I want you, even if I don't get to talk to everyone in this room today, email it to me. What does wealth mean to you? One word, one sentence. One word, one sentence. One word, one sentence. Give me one word that some general word that you think that word means to you. One sentence. Yes. I love it. Yes. If you don't get a chance to tell me later, you can email it to me. Power? I agree. You know, someone said, really smart said, that if you want to know a man's character, give him money and power. Health? Yes. I agree. The older I get. When I was younger, I took it for granted. The older I get, just to get up in the morning, access. I was going to think options. So now, without further ado, this part of the program is, I moved it, I think. Well, that's what I was going to do first, but I moved it. Oh, this is good. How many of you have met famous people? So I don't want to be by myself. Who's met famous people? You talked with them, Bibles with them, spoke with them, got pictures with them, that. So I've met a lot of famous people in my life, not to brag, and I won't name drop. But, you know, sometimes you'll be at a ball game or you'll be at, honestly, I meet a lot of them at, Business Festival and things like that at home. But recently, while I've been on this wellness journey, this wealth journey, I started to meet celebrities, and I met this young man right here, this guy here, Andy Harrington. He is actually a friend of Tony Robbins. There's Tony Robbins again. Y'all get Tony Robbins for free. Y'all get Tony Robbins for free. I have to pay that $1,500 for free. But he shared the stage with Tony Robbins. He says, if you're trying to build something for yourself, always have your camera ready. So all the time, every time you meet a celebrity, have your camera ready. Because I don't take a lot of pictures with them, but I have met a few in my day, and I ask them questions. When I was younger, I was got older. But as I got older, I was like, so, how many books you got? So, how many houses you got? You know, I got older, so I got older. So now, as I've evolved, I start to ask them questions like, what does wealth mean to you? What does happiness mean to you? What's your biggest fear? I don't know where I got all these deep questions, but I'll sometimes ask a celebrity or somebody with money, and I'll ask them, what do they think about, the things that we're talking about now? And you would be surprised. First off, these people they're human. They just have fame and they have money. They are human. They're just like us. They say the same thing that this young man says. If you ask them about money and wealth and what's important to you, they will say the exact same thing you or I would say. I want to spend time with my family. Money just means I get options to, play with my kids. And what does health mean to you? All it just means me having energy to be able to run my businesses and take care of my family. They say that. So taking his advice, I started to take these young men. This is Willie Moore Jr. He was here last week. I met him about a month ago. I started to take them and I started to ask them the exact same thing I'm asking you. So let's see what they say. This is Andy Harrington, founder of Speakers University. Wealth mean to you?
Look, wealth, most people think wealth is measured by your extrinsic value. Your extrinsic value might be your properties, your stocks, your shares, the cash you have. But real wealth is not measured by your extrinsic value, it's measured by your intrinsic value. Now, what is your intrinsic value? It's this. It's how much are you worth to other people if money wasn't a thing. So what I mean by that is if money didn't exist, would you still be valuable to other people because you have something about you that's valuable, as in you've got empathy for other people, you've got a way to pull people together, you've got a great service that you deliver in some way, shape or form. Because years ago we did that money, we had bartering exchange. So all money is, in effect, is a way of keeping score of how much value you've given in advance. So think this, if money didn't exist, am I still valuable? You can lose your extrinsic value for outside factors or you're just making a mistake, but you cannot lose your intrinsic value unless you decide not to use it. So that's what true wealth is.
Deep, yeah? So, of course, he's a multi-millionaire. And his business is making other people multi-millionaires. I will be taking his class in the spring. That's the reason why I'm on the cameras, because I have to take my speeches and give them back to him so he can give me feedback. But his specialty is making other people millionaires. And what I took, now what you take might be different, but what I took from it is I place value on my work. You don't determine my worth. No one else determines my worth. I do. What I give to you and what I offer to you, I determine that worth. Does that make sense? That's what I got. You've got a different message. This is comedian, songwriter, video blogger, Willie Moore Jr. Who knows him? From the States. Yeah, just a few. He just kind of poke all of him. But he was here last week. I just taped him last week. He was doing a recharge of life brunch. And I asked him, hey, what do you think? What does money mean to you? What is wealth? What is your idea of wealth? What is your concept of wealth?
My concept of wealth is obtaining enough currency that I don't have to be involved every single day. Being able to travel the world with my family at my leisure. Being able to help as many charities across the world without vigor or stress. And then last but not least, being able to contribute to society tax-wise. For me, taxes is a blessing. Because there was a time I didn't get an opportunity to pay taxes. And I take that as a blessing to be able to contribute to my country and make sure that they get what they get. But yes, that's pretty much wealth. I'm getting close to wealth. I would say right now, I'm going to get the first one. Some people be like, man, you rich. I'm like, no, I'm trying to know the wealth.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And she a boss.
Yes, thank you. Give her a round of applause. Give both of them a round of applause. What you didn't catch on camera is that he was really shy and he was really he took it back when he said he was rich. But he is. He is. I looked up his net worth. He is rich. He's making more than me. He has zeros in that bank account. He was embarrassed to say that though. So that goes to, before I go to my next speaker, the lies that we tell ourselves about money, the relationship we have with money. Some of us have very toxic relationships with money. I did. I told myself that, just like she said, I'm broke, I'm gonna stay broke, I'm always broke, I'm never having money, blah, blah. I was convincing myself that was a reality for me. I just read again on one of the positive speakers I was listening to in the morning. She said that your mouth is a map for your mind. That with what you say out of your mind starts to look for it. So if I say I'm broke all the time, I'm always broke because I'm looking for things that make me broke, that get me broke, that make me think that I'm broke. Does that make sense? So I have started to reprogram my mind and do exactly what Shani just said and reprogram my speech and say things like, I'm attracted to wealth. Money comes to me. Things just happen to me and I don't even, nothing is too good to be true. I'm good and it's true. And it's going to happen to me. I've reprogrammed myself. I stopped saying those things when I'm always broke. Another famous quote was Richard Taylor, which is one of Elizabeth Taylor's ex-husbands, said, I've been broke many times in my life, but I've never been poor. I can absolutely relate. I couldn't relate 20 years ago, but I know exactly what it means. I've always been like this. Always. 17, 18, 19. I used to always just go completely overboard in my wardrobe, and my mom would be like, where are you going? You just going to the store? You don't know who's going to be there. So everywhere was my runway. I was always like this. I've always had that mindset that I deserve more, supposed to have more, and I will be more. Even with a baby on my hip.
Come on.
Give my daughter a round of applause. With a baby on my hip.